toe, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge to quit.
Crossroads, life's tolls, life goes. I gotta win. W my lockdown. You can't rewind.
Hey, how are you guys doing today? This is your host, Sonya, with the Remember Who You Are 222 podcast. I have my guest, Jennifer, here with us today. I'm excited to interview her because I was actually a guest on her podcast in the past. She is the founder of the Raising Kings podcast. So, how are you doing today, Jennifer?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's different to be on this side of it, but I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. All right. So why don't you tell our listeners, what is your story and what got you into doing what you do now?
Okay. Well, my name is Jennifer Toliver. I founded Raising Kings, and just a little bit about my story. So I'm a single mom now, but I was married for 10 years, which was not the best. I won't go into details, but it was traumatic, and I've had to do a lot of work on myself to heal from it. So now on my journey as a single mom, that's what kind of prompted me to start Raising Kings, because as a single mom raising sons specifically, it's kind of difficult because you're not automatically in tune with them, because men think differently than women, on a cellular level. The brain processes emotions and everything differently. And I had to, research and learn that, because I noticed with my daughter, it's we can talk and communicate and we have a common ground that I can go off of. But with my son, it's sometimes it's like hitting a brick wall. So I kind of wanted to study that and get into it. And when I did, I started using some of the stuff I learned with my son, and it actually helped us communicate a lot better, and I can help him with his emotions. So I took that and I want to share it with, the rest of my community, because a lot of the times the single moms, there's a lot of us. I think it's in the African-American community, it's over 50%. The stats might be different now and better. I heard that it looks better now, but with so many sons being birthed from single mother households, and I could see if it was a positive result from that, but since it isn't, it's we have to do something about that. So I wanted to take what I learned and just share it with other single moms who are raising sons, because we don't think about that a lot. It's hard enough, just making it through the day sometimes. And it's now I got to think about how my kids feel. So that's kind of how I got started, just being a single mom and messing it up, and figuring out how to get it right, and then wanting to share what I learned with other people. My son's 18 now, and he comes on my podcast with me. So it's just it's a really great thing, and I'm still learning. So that's kind of how I got started. I've done other stuff too, it's never a straight path, but but this is where I've landed. So
yeah. That's amazing. It's awesome to be to learn from the past and be able to actually help people in that. Do you feel like you found that a lot of your wounds came from childhood?
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Do you mind talking about any of those?
Oh, sure. Yeah. But
whatever you want to share.
Okay. But yeah, it's that's how I ended up probably in a relationship like that, is from childhood wounds. And it's not something from my parents per se, but a lot of the times when you aren't given opportunities to speak up and, you're just downplayed your whole life. And like you said, you get those childhood wounds that stick with you. And then you go looking for somebody that matches the energy of those wounds and it feels comfortable to you. So anything specifically in my childhood, I mean, there's nothing traumatic for me. I don't have a traumatic backstory. Like all my trauma came after I got married.
Mm.
I was extremely sheltered as a child. So like when people ask me, what city you're from, I just tell them the street I grew up on, because we weren't allowed off of the block. And if you're like, yeah, you're from here, you must know this restaurant over there. I'm like, nope. So, I have no idea. So growing up like that, it keeps you young and youthful. Yeah. Cause a lot of my friends were out there partying and kicking it hard, and, you could tell, but so it's like, I take that as something positive from it, but the negative aspect of, I don't know anything about anyone in the world. I don't have any experience about liars, manipulators, narcissists, robbers, people who steal. I have no idea what that even is. All I know is my family, and that's it. So going out into the world, like going into college, it's like you meet all types of different people, and I have my only experience is positive with people. I don't have any. It's like I was so naive, like extremely naive, and people can smell that like a mile away. So I think that it wasn't due to necessarily childhood trauma, but the lack of experience caused me to have to learn through experience as an adult and stumbling. Like it wasn't, I didn't have boyfriends in high school and, experiencing breakups and drama and all that. Like I had probably one boyfriend through the whole, from 6th grade to college, actually. So it's like, you don't know about people. So when I met, who I met and things happened, that's how I learned. So, but the childhood wounds are definitely not being able to speak up for myself, not having confidence in myself, not feeling like I have the freedom to make choices for myself, and not knowing my own power, like not having any clue about how powerful I am, So I think that trauma kind of led me into drama. And it's like learning that helped me so much and got me here. So it's like I was a late bloomer. I went through everything late while being a single mom. So it was a little difficult, but I learned a lot from it.
Yeah. Part of why I named my podcast like Remember Who You Are is because I truly believe after I had like a spiritual awakening that, like we are divine beings, and we chose to actually come here and learn certain lessons. And so it feels rough when we're going through it because, we've forgotten everything from, before we were. And I don't necessarily know what you believe spiritually, but I do believe that there's always like lessons to learn, because I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot in my childhood. It was all, for me, it was actually like I had an emotionally and physically abusive mother. Like she would just always talk down to me and always basically made me feel unworthy, unloved, just all of those things, to where later I found myself surrounded by narcissists because I didn't deal with that childhood wound. And I know it happens in different ways, because like you said, you actually were pretty sheltered. But you know what? It was weird. I was sheltered, but I wasn't. It was like my mom was very strict and religious. but I also went to a middle school where there was a lot of chaos.
Oh, okay.
So I dealt with I dealt with a lot of chaos in school, but then after school, you know, my mom didn't let me go anywhere.
Right, right.
So I think that did keep me out of trouble I could have gotten into. But as far as you go, do you feel like you've gone through like any spiritual awakening, or like where do you stand?
Yeah, multiple dark nights of the soul, spiritual awakenings, all that stuff. Because a lot of the stuff that I've been through, because so after my divorce, I moved in with my mom. And well, not after my divorce. It took like a year. But my parents had to like come rescue me from in the middle of the night type situation. Like I had to, you know, get hidden bags out of the closet type stuff. So it was like that. So after I left, I had stayed with my mom for a few years. And then we got out. I saved up all my money and we finally got an apartment. So I'm like, cool. So I save up some more money and then we get a house. And like everybody's so excited, you know, like, yes, mom, you're doing this so great. Then the house burns down.
Oh, dang.
So it's like when that happened, and I had to go back to my parents after climbing up so high, you know, in my mind, it's like, yes, I left this man. And that in itself took everything I had. Like that was the hardest thing I've ever done, just because being so wrapped up in your mind because of the narcissism and the trauma and the fear, and then even being in religion, in a religion that says, you know, if you leave your husband, then you're going to go to hell or you're a failure, all that. So I went through all that and was able to leave. Then I stay with my mom, get an apartment, then save up, get a house, and then it all falls down and I'm back to zero. So you know, that's how I felt, even though, you know, that wasn't valid. That's not, I still left, you know, I still was out of a 10-year marriage of just craziness. So, but in my mind, it was like, I'm back to zero where I started. So in that, it took me kind of down like a depression, because it's like, well, for what is anything worth? Because like I paint, and I had so many paintings and portraits in the house and they all burnt up. So it's like, it was a depressive thing. But when you awaken to the fact that the beauty is in the building, like the fact that I'm able to start over is beautiful. The fact that, you know, I'm still here, you know, my kids are safe, everybody got out of the fire, and I can rebuild. And I did. Like, we're in a whole nother house now. But you have to recognize the beauty in that, because like you said, we sign our contracts, our spiritual contracts before we come here. And we want to go through all these things to learn and to be better and to grow and to evolve, to get back to ourselves that signed it initially. And that was one of the biggest pushes towards that for me, because building so much and then dropping down like that is, and then I have 3 children, and one of my sons has autism. So staying with my parents is 5 of us with an autistic son. It was crazy. It was crazy. So, and I thank God that I had them, you know, even though it wasn't the most comfortable situation. But what if I didn't? There are people out there and women out there that they have nowhere to go. So they feel stuck, you know, where they are, because they don't maybe have parents to support them.
Yeah.
So I was blessed in that. And so what I'm really trying to say is it taught me to look at the positivity and things, and to not focus on just the BS, because it's going to be there. That's what we're here on earth for, you know? I mean, part of it, that and love, of course, and community and the collective. But that's an important part of learning and growing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of your story really resonated with mine, and just basically, I mean, I had houses with my ex, and I basically, like, my house didn't burn down, but I basically had to burn it all down because I was like, like, F these houses, like, I gotta
Yeah.
go. And so I faced like financial destruction, or financial sabotage, basically, because of the person I bought houses with. And
Oh,
so I had to literally let go of everything material. I had to stay with my friend for a year. I stayed with her for a year here in San Diego, where we basically, it was her and her two kids and me and my son. And, it was a crowded house, but like, I had to focus on the things I had to be grateful for. It was the fact that I had her to stay with.
right.
The fact that I had a friend that got me a job out here in California so I could pay lawyer fees.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just like so many crazy things happening, but all I focused on was the good things and building myself back up. And I feel like that's like the importance in anything that we go through, is there's always a lesson, and then there's always like, you're always able to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the work that I've done, like, I've realized like there are literally like infinite possibilities in
Yeah.
this. And and I don't like to knock a religion necessarily, but a
I
religion,
do. I was kidding.
yeah. So it is good for, I do believe it's good for some people.
Yeah.
Some people need it to become better people, but the way it was introduced to me in my whole life, like, it's just, it really keeps people in low vibrational states, fear, shame, guilt, all of those low
Yeah.
vibrations that the creator doesn't even want us to be in anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's just crazy how religion tries to put people in that box, and then yeah, you're sticking through a relationship that isn't even healthy because of something that a religion says.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, like, you should be proud of yourself for leaving a situation like that. You should be proud of yourself for all of the things that you've accomplished since then.
Yeah.
And honestly, anything that has happened since then, it's all things that can be transcended. And I've done so much work with, I have a sacred geometry mentor I've been working with, and I've done so much work with her that I've actually literally been able to transcend and cut energetic ties with the narcissist, to where now I choose how he shows up in my reality.
Hmm.
And I've literally seen this in front of my own eyes, like the changes after out of the work that I've done. And I've
So where
literally,
can I find this sacred geometry?
yeah, I could even, I've been, telling people about her, because it's been amazing. And so she does do free readings. The first reading is free, and it's like
Okay.
your sacred geometry signature and your human design, basically. And it's
Wow.
like how you came here to be and who you're meant to become. It's basically in our soul design.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
have to look that up on your page, because I'm really interested.
yeah, it's been amazing. And literally, like, now I only gave him two choices. He's either has to rise to where I'm at energetically, or he falls away. And now he's been, for the past month, I would say, he's been actually showing up and taking his son every other weekend. And he's been like, I can feel the energy is different. Like, I don't know, in doing this work, I've become more sensitive to the energy too.
Yeah.
I was always sensitive to the energy, but I just didn't know that much about it in the past. But just learning more about it, I'm like, wow, like, I really feel like the shifts and like the differences and how he was showing up, trying to manipulate, versus now he's actually just trying to be here for his son. So
Right. That's good.
Yeah, so it's just been crazy, but I know I've had a lot of people I've had a lot of people in the past on my shows like go deep into like the things they've been through, but I know you didn't want to talk about your ex, but what are, just from the things that you've learned, like what is some advice you feel like you could give women, and maybe speak more on about your show and the things you've been able to learn when it comes to your son. Raising boys.
So, well, just to real quick go back to when you were talking about religion. So I know I was like, I don't like it, but that's because I was a pastor at one time, a Christian pastor, before like all my spiritual awakenings in my marriage. So I've seen the back, behind the scenes. I know what it takes to make a sermon that works, a good sermon. You have to manipulate people's emotions. You have to make them feel less than you so that they will look up to you. You have to, and this is not all pastors by
but it's a doctrine out there. It seems like.
Yeah. But if you want a good sermon, you have to trigger people's emotions. And like you said, make them feel fearful, make them feel guilty, make them feel like they can't do it by themselves so that they need you. And you even you recruit subordinates. Like that's the craziest part to me. They're like, I'm the acolyte and I have to go get the pastor's laundry from the clean. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Like you're preaching about Jesus who would never, like Yahweh would never do that. Like, are you insane? So being a pastor and then seeing and noticing all the bull crap that was going on, like I started researching it, and that's what led to my spiritual awakening, because I'm like, hold the hell up. All right, like a real quick story. So I was supposed to get ordained on the Sunday, and had this really big prophetess lady that was supposed to come on and ordain me. So everyone was getting in line, and when you go up to her, she was touching people on the head, and the people were like just falling out, passing out. And so I'm in line. I'm like, okay, well, because I'm genuine with it, like naive from my upbringing, but I'm very genuine in what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, great, I'm about to get my blessing. So I walk up there. Everybody passes out that she touches. When it gets to my turn, she hits me on the head. Nothing. But I'm like, okay, that's cool. Maybe I'll feel it later. God works in mysterious ways. Like I'm still naive as hell. So I look up, and when I looked up at her, she has this evil look on her face. She's like, and then she hits me again, like real hard. Like, I'm like, what? Dang. Yeah, like she wanted me to push. She wanted to knock me over. So I just walk off all awkward, like, what the hell is that? But come to find out, like, everyone was so pissed at me because I had ruined the entire performance of the church, but I didn't know it was a performance. But I guess it was like an unspoken thing. So
like you're supposed to play along.
Right, but no, I mean, if they would have told me, I just would have not went. But I don't know. I guess it was like a common knowledge that all the other pastors and church members do. But yeah, so I ruined everything. But when that happened, I just started researching everything in the Bible, which led me back to like reality and awakening and spiritual awakening. And that's what sent me down this path. So thank you for saying that, because I didn't connect the two. But yeah, being a pastor and experiencing all the bullshit or bull crap in that caused my awakening. So that's why I'm like, forget the church. But I know there are good pastors. The structure can help people, if it's good. Yeah.
But you know what? I will say the majority are not good. Like I'll definitely, because I went from, when I was in the Christian religion, I went from church to church trying to feel, I was trying to feel it. And I was like, none of these make me feel good. And
Yep.
so I just kind of, I did my research on the history of religion, and I was like, oh no, I don't think I
Yep.
can get with this.
Yep.
And so I really was on a spiritual journey, just trying to figure out the truth. And I found my truth through spirit. It was actually through science first.
Oh,
I
cool.
went the science route where I was like into neurology and how the mind works, and then quantum physics. And then I saw that it merged with spirituality, and I was like, whoa, like the
That's
zero
so
point
dope.
field is like source energy, which is like where we came from.
Yeah, they're actual facts, not just.
Yeah, right. Actual facts, not like being told something and then everyone believing what we're told.
Yeah.
That's really what happens in religion. It's like you said, that's crazy that no, the fact that you actually saw like how fake it is and how you have to like get people to like I've never saw that part of it. I never felt right. I always saw hypocrites. I always saw people always they're just always asking for money, like you have to give a tithe.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't like this. Like it
It's
just
not
didn't
right.
feel right.
It's not.
And yeah, I was going somewhere with that, but I don't even remember where I was gonna go.
But yeah, I
But
looked up like part of that. I looked up the meaning of a tithe, which really got me kicked out of the church. But it's like back in biblical times, there was no government. There was no separation between church and state, and the church was the government. So you would pay a tax of 10% of your crops or whatever you have for the community. And guess
yeah,
what? We pay our taxes to the government now, which is our tithe. So we are no longer
right.
forced to pay the church. So
The
if
church.
you want to make a donation, that's one thing, but it's totally wrong for the church to make you feel obligated or to
Right.
feel that God won't love you or you won't get your blessing if you
Right.
don't pay a tax to the church when you're already paying your tax to the government so
The
people can have
government.
link and all the benefits, so it's totally wrong for them to do that. So I was advocating against against the church
Yeah.
practice for so long. So it's like,
Yeah. And that's the thing, yeah. I've been trying to balance myself and everything lately. So it's like I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to talk down about it necessarily, but I will speak the truth of
right.
what I know about it.
Yeah.
And so,
Sorry,
yeah,
I went off into a religious tangent.
right. Because I do like talking about it with people that like are on that level, but there's some people that don't,
I know.
they're
Feel
not at
free to
that
edit that all out.
fitness. Yeah.
You're good.
And so it's just, yeah. And that's the crazy thing this is what I was gonna say, and had forgotten, but basically how they teach about Jesus, but Jesus wasn't even in the church. Like
Right. Yep.
he was outside helping people, showing what real love truly is.
Yep.
And people act like, oh well, we're not perfect, we can't be like Jesus, but Jesus was literally trying to teach us how we can become like him.
Yep. And he never said he was perfect. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the light. And your truth can change as you evolve. So he never said, I'm perfect, follow me.
Yeah,
and they don't talk
exactly.
about how he was in Tibet before he came in the Bible, because he came in his 30s. So it's like, or however old he was. So they don't talk about how he was with the monks learning enlightenment before he came. So they don't talk about it. But we're still on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, on the religious tangent. But yeah, they don't talk. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about for real, because there's like Mary Magdalene stuff. There's like Mother Mary stuff I've been learning about.
Yeah.
Like, it is pretty crazy. The stuff that they left out of the Bible.
Yeah. But as far as my journey, I'll go back to that Raising King stuff. But just dealing with narcissism that silences you, and not only me, but my son, who's going through it with me and seeing the drama and not being able to help me like he feels like he could. So, yeah, but it helped me heal. He helps me heal, just because we were so close going through that. And I know there's so many other women out there that are still in it, because it's hard. It's a hard thing to get your mind wrapped around your, like, what your power is, because they do so much to convince you that you don't have a power, that you're crazy, or with the gaslight. And then with him, it was like a whole family situation, because we were all in the church. It's like his parents were our marriage counselors, like, seriously.
Wow.
So it was all bad, but
yeah, I would have been like, oh no, we're gonna find somebody else.
Because they would all be, I could go outside and be like, wow, look, the sky is blue today. And he'll be like, no, it's purple. And then they'll join in like, what are you talking? I can't believe you think the sky is blue.
Wow.
It's clearly purple. So you lose your mind. You literally lose your mind. You don't trust your own thoughts. So when you're trying to formulate the decision in your mind to leave, it's like, how can you trust yourself? Because they've taken that from you. So that's what makes it so hard, because you're like, am I making the right decision? What's going to happen to me? It's like you have to wade through all that fear and bull crap. And like, I
understand. Like, I went through all of that. There was, because they have those energetic ties, and they know what they can say to like scare you and all these different things. But honestly, once you really do start to stand more in your power and know, like, look, there's nothing I should be afraid of. Like, you start to look at them like they're silly, they're a clown, you know, all this other stuff. Like the stuff I saw when we started going to court, this is where I really started seeing the energy when we were going to court. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to let him trigger me. I'm going to censor myself, and I'm just going to stick to the facts. And literally, like, the judge saw straight through him, because like all he said was lies on his thing. He didn't have any proof attached. And I basically was able to just like stand in my truth and just know that it was going to work out for me. And a lot of that is like the energy of how you feel on the inside.
Yeah.
And so if you have that vibration of fear, or that vibration of just unease, like, it's not going to go your way. So it's really about getting that centered and transcended. And not to like go too deep into that. I'm not trying to, but yeah.
But I mean, anxiety too, like that I just got through dealing with, because you know I had to make friends with it. That was part of my spiritual journey, is communicating with the anxiety, because it's like, okay, why are you here? What do you need? What's going on? We're safe. Just tell me why you're here, instead of just automatically like freezing up and freaking out. Because I got really bad anxiety from that marriage, and then that on top of trying to leave with the kids, and you're like, I got 3 kids, one with autism, and I'm out here. And my daughter was, I think, not even 2 at the time. So
you're an amazing mother. Don't ever think that you have messed up or done anything wrong. Like, you've done everything exactly the way that you needed to, and you got your amazing kids to show for it.
You too. You're an amazing mom too.
I'm trying, definitely.
But look at your intro. Are you kidding me? What the hell?
See, but the crazy thing is through all of that strength and like physical strength that I was showing, and I was like confident in my abilities at the time, I was really like masking a lot of my childhood trauma. Like, I was masking, like, I kept myself busy because I didn't want to go home at night and be by myself to deal with it.
Right.
So there was a lot of things, which is why I ended up facing, you know, the narcissist later on. In my life. I had gone from like what I thought was a high in my life, facing like the hardest time in my life, basically. But I really am to a point now where I'm like thankful for it, because if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And like, I wouldn't have been so determined to figure out the universe. And you know, I'm definitely interested too to hear more about I guess what you figured out when it comes to boys, because I mean I have a son and he's only 3 years old now, so like he our kids are the mirrors sometimes too, where I'm like I definitely get frustrated and I don't even know what to do sometimes when he pisses me off, but I just try and stay calm and
That's really what you can do. Because one of the most important things I've learned is that boys or males are very emotional, like even more emotional than we are as women, like sensitive. Well, more sensitive than emotional. They just mask it, like society doesn't have an open for them to express it, but they are very sensitive. And with my son, it's like that, but they won't tell you. So that's the hard thing. It's like they will mask it so well, but then once I was able to open up our communication, he'll tell me like, "Man, that hurt my feelings." I'm like, "What? Are you serious?" Like I'm like, I wouldn't say this to him, but I'm like, I just said that. But like, well, that made me feel like I'm a failure. It made me feel like I'm not helping you. It made me feel like I gave you a bad feeling and that now I ruined your day and that you're not going to sleep well tonight and that maybe you won't eat. And then now you have to go to the grocery store for us and you're going to be frustrated because I'm like, are you kidding me?
He went down that whole rabbit hole.
Like, what? Like, that's crazy. But even as boys, especially as a single mom, they feel like they need to be the protector. And I feel like they're supposed to help you, even though it's not natural or that's not their job. But if they're the only one there, especially when they get older and they can't provide, they can't protect in the way that they feel like they want to. So that becomes very frustrating to them. And I didn't realize that that was part of the lashing out. It's like, if I come home and the garbage is not taken out or whatever, and I like crash out because I'm having a bad day and I'm not thinking about, how he feels. And it sounds really weird because it's like, you're the kid, I'm the parent, like our society tells us that it doesn't matter how they feel. Just do what you're told, speak when spoken to, go sit in the corner. But kids, especially guys, boys have real emotions. And me getting on him about that one thing, I don't know what else he did that day. I didn't ask him how his day went or, and it was come to find out he had cleaned the whole basement for me to surprise me. But I came in crashing out about the garbage, which was cool because he cleaned the basement. So it's like, just like you said, you just have to try to stay calm because, as single moms is hard, at least, well, I'm trying to watch my words, it's not easy, but we get through it. I don't want to do something that's hard and then it might not be hard for somebody. Like, I don't want somebody to hear that and be like, dang, it's going to be hard. It might not be hard. You know what I'm saying?
So, it is hard, but it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be a burden. Like you can make the best of it. And like you said, I feel like it is about becoming a more conscious mother about how our kids are feeling because they're people too. And I grew up in that generation too, where we were, okay, if a parent says you do something, this is what you do. It doesn't matter. You have to listen to adults.
Yep.
But the real thing is like, you could have such a better relationship with your kids when you actually like listen to them and are able to have like a back and forth conversation, because there was things I went through in my childhood that I wish I could have had a parent to talk to about it, but I didn't. I had to figure it out on my own. They didn't want to hear about it, or it was wrong, whatever I had to say. So I definitely believe that it's that era to start treating our kids more like human beings and that they are.
And these are new kids. Like, these aren't like how we were kids. These kids are way more evolved. They're way more conscious, like out of the gate. So it's like we can't use the same strategies that our parents use because my kids are coming in teaching me stuff. Like,
Teaching.
Mom,
Yep.
you need to meditate. Like, calm down. Like, your energy is really low.
Oh wow.
So it's like these kids are new. You can't treat them like how we were treated, because it's not
That's
they. You
awesome.
know, like,
Yeah.
you done rebelled on us or something, because these kids are smarter and more
Mhm.
evolved just because of how, the whole collective conscious has evolved. So they're
Mhm.
coming in on a higher level than we did.
Yeah.
So we need to, like you said, start treating them like people, because a lot of the times they're more advanced than we are. You don't know
Mhm.
what their spiritual age is. You don't
Yeah.
know how old their soul is. So we have to wrap our minds around that sometimes the kids can be there for us and we can learn from them, and we need to start respecting them and treating them well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really do believe that. Like my son has taught me so much just, and him being here. Like this boy laughs at everything. Everything is a game. Nothing is
Right.
serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I've learned to like let loose more and not even get upset about the messes. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just play in it.
Yeah. Right.
And then we'll clean it up after. And
Yep.
I realized the more calm I am about it and I'm playing it with him, and then it's time to clean up after, he actually has started to clean it up with me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so like I'm seeing the difference in the dynamics. Before I used to get upset and yell.
Right.
And now I'm like, okay, like, it's okay. Like we just got to clean it up after.
Yep. Yep. And we'll make it work. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to do. Like, laugh at the BS and
Yeah.
enjoy it. Like you said, make it a game. Yep.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want to hold you too long. I know you got something you need to get to.
These kids, man.
Yeah, the kids. I gotta go. Well, I'll probably go pick up my son in the next hour or so. But
Oh, okay. Right. You got a little time.
yeah, I got a little bit of time in California.
Right. That's right.
But yeah. So where? I guess if you have anybody that wants to get a hold of you or wants to be a guest on your podcast, like how can they get a hold of you?
Well, you can subscribe to our podcast. It's Raising Kings 25 on YouTube. And we are on Instagram. It's Raising Kings _ Did I change? Yeah, I just changed it. It's Raising Kings _ 2.0. I put the 2.0 because I just had a huge battle. They tried to take my page from me. Like, it was bad. So I won in court. So now I'm 2.0.
Okay, there we go. Look at that. That's already an energetic win right there.
Yeah. So, yep, that. And then you can just DM me on there. So we do need guests. So if you are a single mom, raising a son, or raising a daughter and a son, whatever, but we really focus on the sons, because the dynamic between mother and son is challenging sometimes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, or if you're a product of a single parent home, like if you're raised by a single mom, just hit us up. We would love to have you on the show to share your insights.
Awesome. Okay. And actually the closing wisdom question I always ask everybody is, if you would have found one truth about our divine nature, what would that truth be?
I would say that the most powerful energy or force in the universe and within us is love. And what I've discovered about love is that it's not weak. Like, you can use love to fight a battle and win. Like I did in court. Like, I took the love for what I was building to not let myself lose, So it's like, love is not weak. It's not something passive. It's powerful. So that's what I learned most about my divinity, and staying grounded in it. You can go wherever you want to go. It'll keep you from doing things you don't want to do. It'll help you balance your ego, all that stuff. So love is the most powerful force, is what I discovered.
I love that. That just gave me chills too, because it really is. When you stay rooted in love, like the darkness can't win.
Absolutely.
So, Okay. Well, it was awesome having you as a guest today. It was amazing talking to you again. So,
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll come back anytime. I love talking to you. Yeah, I went off on a whole. I'm usually so nervous and closed up, but I'm all like, yeah, forget the pastors. You know.
Yeah. No, I'm glad.
Yeah, so anytime, like, I'll come back.
Yeah, I'm glad you let that one out, actually, because I've been wanting to talk about it.
So there you go.
But all right. We'll end it on that note. You guys have a great rest of your day.
All right, bye, guys.